Your
No,
grandfather?
not John.
Jeter Andrew.
Jeter Andrew, I'm sorry.
And he was the son of John F. Dunagan, the grandson of Joseph Ellis Dunagan, and great-grandson of Ezekiel Dunagan.
Put it on there, that's what they want to know.
Mama? He's taking a picture on the wall. Isn't he the one that you were named after?
I was named after, yes, I was named after Jeter Andrew. That's my middle name. And my first name is named after my grandfather Cochran, mother's daddy.
Well,
so we had to walk 2.5 miles to school when I was first grader, in first grade in school. And wait a minute, I wasn't first grade, I was in the primer.
You need to have
And
it
later
written
on,
down so you can do.
in Rock Hill, I was promoted to first grade. And that's where I read the first story that I read was about the little red hen. You know. Well, anyway, because that it was the weather was bad, we couldn't go to school every day because I'd have to walk those 2.5 miles, and when we were so young. So my dad and Hoyt's dad, and Mr. Walford, and Lee Murphy, and a number of neighbors around decided they'd just build a school. So they started, and they got my grandfather Dunagan to come, and he was the carpenter that built Rock Hill School, one teacher school. So
close to Corinth? Was it?
No, it's over there across the road from where we.
So I went to school in that Rock Hill school after my grandfather. And by the way, my daddy boarded my grandfather while he stayed there and built it, and then paid him $100 for building the school.
Oh boy.
That's what it cost, $100 to build that school. And of course, he did, I don't know how much more he put into it, but the neighbors all gathered and gave a little until they got enough to build a school. And then they had what they call a local tax. And they would take that local tax and add on to the teacher's salary, where the teacher's salary was certain, I forget exactly how much, but they would add enough to make it $57, I remember. They'd pay $57 a month for school teachers.
You said y'all would sit around, she cooked in the iron pot?
Yeah, well that was not whenever he was with us.
Oh, okay.
That was other time.
He played the fiddle and sang?
Yeah, he would play the fiddle and sing, and he did fiddle with them cats, which I didn't think, I thought that was cruel, but you know, we did let the cats in the house at that time. We had a hole in the door where they could go in and out, and so we did enjoy having Grandpa with us that time while he was building the schoolhouse. And I can only remember him coming to be with us just about 2 different times. He come and brought my daddy's half-sister at one time. We enjoyed her. So that's about all I can.
Well, anyway, while my grandfather was building the Rock Hill Schoolhouse, Lee Murphy helped him a little sometime. And so in their weatherboarding, putting up weatherboarding, my grandfather would saw his end of the plank, and Lee would saw his end, but my grandfather would get through so quick, and even though they were on a scaffold, he'd start buck dancing on that scaffold while Lee was finishing sawing off his end of the plank. And then they had a good time, but yet they were really building pretty fast. And he'd come home night after working on the school building, and he'd gather us around him, and he would sing to us some of the same songs. We'd wanted him to sing those songs again and again, and he would sing to us just about every night. And we enjoyed that. And
You remember any of the songs?
one was not let the sluggard lag behind,
And get away, you drunkard. What was that? You had a song like that. Get away.
But just something that would be good on the fiddle, probably.
Turkey in the straw.
look away. Oh yeah.
Shortening bread.
Yeah, look away, down south in Dixie.
Okay, so Dixie.
Yeah.
Dixie.
All right.
How old was he when he died?
He was about, best I can remember, he was about 68. And what happened to him, he was building on a building, and I think it was the wind got blowing, and he putting rafters, and it was real high, and so the rafters fell because of the wind blowing and fell, and he grabbed at a tree that was dead, and the tree fell with him, and he hurt his side, and he set up inflammation, and that's what finally killed him. It was that accident he had.
And you were 9 years old then, and Aunt Lucille was 5.
I was about 10.
10.
About 10.
Well, that's a pretty good memory of him to have been that young.
Yeah, he was. I guess there's other things I could tell about it if I just had time.
That picture of him, he looks so determined.
Oh. Well, I'm telling you, he was.